Okay, welcome to a new episode of Game of the Week. So I picked today's game because of the quite unusual, interesting uh, opening choices, especially by Black. Um, it was played in the Fair Play Cup. Csigeee plays in the Hungarian Hive Club and Kes777 in the Team Borscht. So let's go. Ladybug start, quite common. Mosquito in line is a quite popular sequence. I've played this variation as well a few times. And the idea is to just be more flexible. You can at some point use the mosquito to jump over and attack quickly, but at the same time you also keep the flanks open to place an ant, for example. Now it comes the first very interesting choice by Black. So normally you would expect either an anti-spawn defense or placing a mosquito like symmetrically, or placing an ant down. But Black goes for something really unexpected, which is a spider. Really, a spider. It's something that it's very common in the Hive base, the vanilla Hive, but in the full game you have so many other choices that it seems a bit weird. And normally you know that in the opening you should play ants, mosquitoes, something more flexible. The spider is the least flexible piece, right? So it's not very, it's not considered very sensible to play it immediately. But the thing is here, there is a very good argument for placing the spider here, which is simply attacking the mosquito, okay? And the mosquito cannot move like an ant, so it doesn't have many choices. It could potentially move here, okay? But probably very, like, to keep option open, a more common idea is just to block the attack of the spider, placing a pillbug, for instance, okay? Although the pillbug will be only a proximity pillbug and not next to the queen, some people might not like this setup. Or I would probably play something like this, so using a hopper or even a spider to block the attack on the mosquito, and then white will continue their development, okay? They're playing the setup they want. But here is Csigeee goes for a very aggressive idea, which is we sacrifice an ant, okay, in order to give mosquito ant power and attack very quickly. Of course, this is in the long run a very risky strategy, but if the attack goes well, is successful, then of course it will be justified. But let's have a look. So Black goes for the bait, and white takes the clean shot. Clean shot is the type of attack that takes away a lot of spawn points from Black, and prevent Black from placing a lot of defensive bugs around the queen, okay? At the same time, white is preparing a beetle attack combined with a mosquito. We'll see that in a second. So now it's definitely time for Black to go with ants, okay? The idea is that, of course, after white plays a beetle, we have an ant down to pin the first beetle. Of course, white can go on and place another beetle, and Black doesn't have ants ready. If you remember the two defender rule, we usually advocate for having at least 2 ants free, ready to pin the opponent's beetle. In this case, the spider has been played, therefore we don't have free, like Black doesn't have free ants for that, okay? Of course, on the other hand, the spider is pinning an ant, which is a very favorable exchange for Black. But this will be only apparent, will be clear in the long run, okay? So this is what white does, plays another ant. The idea is to take this spot in the elbow and free the mosquito. Okay, this is a typical pattern. Free the mosquito, they will be able to cover the queen and have at least a couple of direct drops. It's something pretty dangerous that usually should be stopped. And there are a few options for black. What I probably would have played, and is more common, is placing a pillbug here, okay? With the idea that if white takes the spot here, the black queen is free. Of course, the black pillbug is not close to the black queen anymore, but white has got actually four of the major pieces, of the strongest pieces, right, immobilized, and it doesn't have many spawn points and very good angle of attack to surround the black queen. So yeah, the game could go on like this. Okay, white could force a beetle on top of the hive, but black has got enough mobility such that he can really decide how the game is going to continue and pin whatever white puts in play. So no, definitely this is not a good option for white. So I thought it would be a great idea for black. Of course, white doesn't have to go for that and could play a beetle, force this beetle on top, but black has got decent options, especially because it has still 2 ants and a mosquito in reserve. But black goes for something in actual game. He went for something even different, okay? And unexpected again. Another spider. Yes, another spider. Like 2 spiders in the first 7-8 moves. It's pretty a record, I think, for a top level game. But maybe we'll start to see this more and more often. Why not? For everyone who thinks spider are useless, we don't know what to do with them, please have a look at this game. So, what's the idea here? I mean, it's not really defending, right? The threat, which is this one, okay, is not actually really doing anything to prevent the mosquito from covering the black queen. There is another idea behind it. The spider is simply in a position such that can attack the queen, okay, and at the same time defend if need be. So pinning the beetle, for example, whenever the white ant moves. But of course, it doesn't do anything directly for this, like right for white's threat. But black has an idea, and this is the very interesting idea. After black plays a mosquito, he used the mosquito to shut down completely the direct drops around. Okay, you see white here had 2 direct drops. And at the same time is also threatening to cover the mosquito using the beetle power. Okay, so he basically used an extra move to place a spider because he recognized that he could deal with the threat in 2 moves. What white did here is covering the mosquito. Okay. White still has qualified for the win because black doesn't have any near place where the pillbug could be put down. But we'll see that the pillbug will come in play at some point. But it's still, I think at this point the game is still balanced. So let's see how it goes. Black puts another ant in play. White makes another forcing move. At this point, black is virtually forced to pin the beetle. Otherwise, 2 beetles on top of the hive would be really quite complicated to deal with. But at the same time, it's not really a problem because black has got an ant for a purpose there. White decides to place the pillbug now, although I don't see it as probably it's probably not forced. Okay, white should have probably took advantage of this to place another ant. The problem is that once white plays the pillbug, then black has got time to place the last ant, and so the ant game will be basically dominated by black. It's true though that white has created this pocket that can be used to place more pieces, and actually what white does is using to place an ant. which is again something not very common. Usually you see pockets, or also called shells, to place a beetle in it. But of course, white doesn't need another beetle, well, it doesn't have another beetle, and doesn't need to it doesn't need to qualify for the win, has already qualified for the win in principle. But we'll see that actually is not enough. So the only way to block this ant, okay, is this, like physically block. You cannot pin it, but you can block it. And if the pill bag warps the ant away, then the ant will shift and pin the other ant. So white has to go for a different move. The idea is probably just to pin the ant, the black ant here, and then pull the white ant outside. So still playing the ant game. However, the spider now comes out handy to pin the hopper, right? Now we'll see that white doesn't have a very good time here. It doesn't have good mobility, and even though two black ants are busy pinning the white beetles, white doesn't have many other threats, mainly because it doesn't have good angles of attack. If takes a kill spot here, the ladybug will go free. If white aims to this kill spot, the black queen could go out. So he should probably aim for this spot, northeast, okay? But how is it going to do that? It's not really clear. Probably a better option would have been to aim still for this spot here, in order to free the white ladybug as well. And white decided to move the pill bag, move the ant using the pill bag. And now it comes the pill bag, the black pill bag. The idea is to move the pill bag here in order to have a proximity pill bag and a gate that blocks the northeastern kill spot, which makes it even harder to reach, okay? White goes for the ant game, pins the ant. The pocket is again available. This move is maybe... Oh, I mean, black wants to make a pin replacement, but a sort of strong pin replacement, because the beetle will cover the white beetle, and then there will be no issues whatsoever. To be fair, there were no other ways in this case to do a pin replacement, because a grasshopper couldn't be placed here, okay? So a beetle B. The problem is that white could potentially shift the pin, yeah, in order to pin two pieces. In this case, he uses the white ant here, which was in the kill spot, basically realizing that the attack wasn't as successful, as expected. Another option would have been to use the other ant, okay? He frees this ant here, but at the same time, it keeps the other white ant in attack. Probably, I mean, I think white made the right choice here. You cannot be too stubborn in the attack, you know, if you realize that it's not going very well. Now there is I would say a classical pin replacement, using the grasshopper to go here and free the black ant from their job. White goes on placing the hopper in the pocket with the idea of making another pin replacement here. This black hopper is more a defensive hopper. This white hopper here had actually double purpose. One is the pin replacement, the other one is just attacking straight here, which now is interesting kill spot, because the white hand moved away, and so the black queen would not be free if the kill spot is taken, because there's no pocket anymore, no shell anymore. So oops, what happened here? Yeah, white plays a spider. I don't understand very much this choice. I mean, the idea is to have a pin a strong pin, a true pin on the hopper. The problem is that black enjoys very much the free ant here, and the white hopper here at the same time becomes not very useful. Black goes on with the plan. It was notice that there was no rush to actually put the pillbug here. First, because there's still a gate in place, and second, yeah, black was not short of free kill spot here, like free liberties for the queen. But now he has improved the position of all the other pieces, the black ant, for example, and has placed a defensive stopper here. So now, okay, it's time to place the pillbug here and free the spider as well. So slowly improving the position of the pieces. White covers the black queen. Probably the idea is also to be able to cover the black ladybug. Wait, how did the game go? Yeah, this was how the game went. To cover the black ladybug when needed. Another idea for black would have been to go with the pillbug here and free the black ladybug at some point. Of course, it's not a threat yet, but it's possible. Black moves the spider here to free the black ant. Of course, white imprisons the black ant here. At the same time, the other ant comes to pin the white ant. And now the idea is white is warping the black back in here in order to free the queen and keep the black ant blocked. The problem is now white doesn't really have many available pieces. The hive is getting quite stretched. It doesn't seem black can actually come up with a winning plan either. So I will say a draw will be likely here, but let's have a look at what happened next. Black still has a beetle here, and notice white doesn't have another ant available. I mean, if ant switched the pin here, black would have a free beetle and potentially a free ant as well. So definitely a pin 2-for-1 is more convenient. So pinning these two pieces at the same time. But this means this black beetle is able to move around and reach the white queen more easily. White at this point doesn't have much to do. He keeps attacking here, but as you notice, these two kill spots are all trigger points, so whenever they are taken, they would free either the black mosquito or the black ladybug. And the proximity billbug will also do a very good job defending. Now there is a little trick for white, so white is threatening to warp the pillbug in the kill spot or even the white ladybug here. The problem is that the black ladybug goes out and at the same time he frees the black mosquito here because creates this pocket. So even warping the pillbug in, the mosquito is able to go out, and now the black queen is also free. White covers the black queen, recover, and now white definitely is very short in mobility. But at the same time, we're not sure black is gonna. We don't know how black is gonna win yet. It's probably gonna be a long end game. This move is not really. I don't understand why white played this move, but placing the queen just under the beetle. White tries to free a beetle here, creates a ring, but I think at this point white had lost hope, and there was not much to do anyway. And now he, after a couple of moves, he resigned. And the plan for black is simply to, he resigned here. The black plan is simply move the beetle around and covering the black queen, and then you got 3 kill spots and 3 attackers. This beetle, this other beetle, and the ant here, ready to go into to swoop in just before winning. So we'll see again a sort of game where white went a bit too far with the attack. Let's go back to oops, I didn't like much this choice, for example, placing the spider here. I think there was at least another choice, which was, well, just keep going with this and then keep playing the ant game. Black will be able to place a beetle eventually on top of the hive, but at least white has got two white ants free. And again, it's not clear how black will win. Also, black doesn't have many available pieces, right? So I think this continuation would have been a bit better for white. But yeah, the point is of the whole game, well, first this proximity buildback was very interesting, but this was possible because of the initial opening. Okay, so use the spider wisely. Don't despise them, because they're going to be very useful even in the opening. And I'm kind of convinced we're going to see this kind of openings more often. We'll see in next Hive games of the week. Thank you. See you next time.